'Twas 2 weeks before Christmas, and as you're putting up the wreath, we have Balor and Ciampa. Don't you forget about Keith. This is NXT Graded. We kick off with an NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. It is Angel Garza challenging Lio Rush. Now, these two had a match a couple of weeks ago on NXT. This is a very different kettle of fish. Lio Rush jumps Angel Garza whilst the introductions are being made. There's a lot of bad blood that's been bubbling between these two, and their fight spills to the outside of the ring immediately. Throughout the match, Garza tries to get his pants off a couple of times. You know those rippy pants that Garza has, but Rush keeps stopping it from happening, much to the fury of the crowd in attendance who are ready to watch Garza rip his pants off. This is a really hot and heavy match between these two. It doesn't feel like the match they had 2 weeks ago, as I say. Less headlocks, because it's a furious grudge match, and I hate seeing heated rivalries contested over headlocks. This is punches, kicks, strikes, just all-out aggression, and some big moves in there, including a belter of a Spanish fly at one point. Mwah! Beautiful. We see Lio Rush hit the wing clipper on Angel Garza, using Garza's own move against him. Only getting a 2 count, though. He also hits a come-up and a final hour, but can't get the pin because Garza rolls to the outside of the ring. Rush tries to stop him from leaving the ring and ends up pulling off his pants in the process. A weirdly comical moment. But, you know, hoisting by his own rippy pants, I guess. Lio Rush goes for the final hour from the top to the outside of the ring, but as he lands, he only meets Garza's knees. Garza hits the wing clipper in the ring for 1-2.99999. So Garza adapts, and improves. He pulls Rush back up and locks in a full Nelson front lock, like a submission version of the wing clipper. Just tightens it. And Lio Rush taps out. And we have a new NXT Cruiserweight champion in Angel flipping Garza. Great celebratory moment from Garza. And this feels like a feel-good moment in Full Sail as well. I'm giving this opening match an A+. This was a solid encounter between Rush and Garza. So different to the first match they had. It's just been building from the altercations they've had here at NXT and at 205 Live and over Survivor Series and War Games weekend as well. It's just been building, and this was the right match to blow it all off with as well. This is an A+. During the break, there's a really sweet moment where Angel Garza, as the new Cruiserweight champion, gets into the ring with his girlfriend and proposes to his girlfriend right there at Full Sail. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear about 500 hearts breaking when he did that. You've just killed all your buzz, mate, by getting married. I'm kidding. Congratulations, Angel Garza. What wonderful news. Some good news as well for Raul Mendoza. No, he's not getting married, but he makes it to the ring tonight. He got attacked by Cameron Grimes last time and didn't quite make it to his match against Kushida. So he's having a match with Grimes tonight. We also find out, as these guys are making their way to the ring, that Kushida was attacked at the Performance Center by Cameron Grimes. I really love this intense Cameron Grimes element at the moment. Grimes has been on a tear. From the bell, Mendoza is livid with Cameron Grimes and just immediately takes the fight to him. Grimes manages to find an entrance and shuts him down. And as Grimes is about to hit the cave-in, we see Kushida make his way out to the ring. This distraction is just enough to see Raul Mendoza hit a Frankensteiner into a pin for the 1-2-3. And Raul Mendoza makes away like a bandit, legs it out of the ring. He's just pinned Cameron Grimes. We then see Kushida laughing at the ringside, grabbing the hat of Cameron Grimes, smiling and trying it on. Oh, you cheeky little hat wearer. Giving this whole thing a B-. It was a short, passionate affair between Grimes and Mendoza, but this was done to further the storyline between Grimes and Kushida. So I don't really like short, nothing matches like this normally, but this is very much a storyline driven thing. And I like that we've now got something for Kushida to do and Cameron Grimes to do. I want to see these guys match up a little bit more. So I'm cool with this bit. This whole bit gets a B-. We get a preview of Worlds Collide. This is where NXT is going to take on NXT UK in January as Jaxson Ryker from Forgotten Sons takes on Travis Banks from NXT UK. I must admit, when this match started, I thought, Ryker's just going to batter him, isn't he? Yeah, that's a shame. I like Travis Banks. Oh, there's Travis Banks. He's getting a little bit of offense in. He's getting a couple of kicks in. That's really good. Oh, he's hit the slice of heaven. Oh, that's a shame that Jaxson Ryker's going to kick out a slice of... Oh, he didn't. Oh, Travis Banks just beat Jaxson Ryker. That is my entire conversation with myself during the match. It was very much a match that was mainly dominated by Ryker, with Banks getting a couple of lucky strikes in until he hits that big slice of heaven and gets the 1, 2, 3. We see Travis Banks get out of the ring after that. He's won the match. Forgotten Sons are in the ring. Jaxson Ryker, whoop, straight back up. He's been to the Road Warrior Hawk School of Selling, and he looks like it hasn't affected him in the slightest. I'm giving this a C+. It was an odd pairing. It didn't do a lot for me. I think that NXT UK needs a win. It really does. After Survivor Series, the last thing we saw on a major WWE pay-per-view of NXT UK was Volta getting pinned in the elimination match, in the men's elimination match. So NXT UK could do with some big wins, and I think that Travis Banks, just about scraping a victory away from Jaxson Ryker. I don't know whether that's the sort of thing I need, to be perfectly honest. Mia Yim faces Dakota Kai now. I'm actually quite sad that the whole Tegan Nox screaming isn't included in Dakota Kai's entrance going forward. They did it last week, and the music video for Dakota Kai was just shots of her smashing the cage door into Tegan Nox's knee, and then Nox just screaming in pain. I thought, that's her music now. That's cool. That's a bit different. They've dropped that now. They obviously didn't like it. They seem to be tweaking Dakota Kai's heel persona every single week, and they're sort of trying to find what works for her. And I'm enjoying Dakota Kai's work as a heel. Mia Yim came in with fire in this, though. The story in this match is it's Mia Yim just battering Dakota Kai. Kai gets a couple of bits in, but overall, this is Mia Yim's revenge match. But the one thing through all of this is, whilst Mia Yim is on offense for the majority, Kai keeps kicking out. Kai doesn't stay down. Mia Yim hits the code blue, and Dakota Kai kicks out at 2.5. So, Kai won't stay down. Dakota Kai goes for the knee brace of Tegan Nox. She's going to use it to deck Mia Yim, but the referee stops it happening. And whilst the referee is subdued dealing with that, we see Dakota Kai take the turnbuckle pad off the top, drive Mia Yim into the buckle pad, and then roll her up for the 1, 2, 3. Dakota Kai stealing a win from Mia Yim, and Yim is not having it. Yim gets out of the ring and just obliterates Dakota Kai, fighting her all the way to the production area and finishing off the destruction with a stupendous backdrop off a platform through a table in the production area amongst the Full Sail faithful. It was quite the beating. Giving this one a B. I think Dakota Kai is your classic chicken you-know-what heel who takes an absolute shoe-in and has to cheat to win. It's real basic stuff, but it really works for Dakota Kai. And we had a new fire in Mia Yim in here this as well. And I've always been quite outspoken about the work of Mia Yim, and I thought that this was a real great showing for her, and it really positions her well in the women's division. Both of these actually came away looking great for very different reasons, so it's a B from me. Breezango are doctors now, yes, and Beth Phoenix gets in a nice little pun about, the doctors, they want to give me a body check. Carry on, Phoenix. It's Breezango taking on the Singh brothers in this one. Not a lot to write home about with this. Tyler Breeze gets a lot of beatings from the Singh brothers until he makes the tag to Fandango. Fandango goes wild, hits a couple of variations on a Falcon Arrow, one off the top, avalanche style, one off the ring apron, non-avalanche style. Amazing bit of tag team offense on the outside. Breezango hit like a catapult elbow drop. Fandango hits a leg drop in the ring for the 3, and Breezango get the win. A lot of talk during this match about the runners and the contenders for the tag team titles. So maybe the Singh brothers and Breezango are back in that mix now. This is a C+ from me. It was good. Wasn't terrible. there wasn't loads to talk about with it. I felt like this was more a showcase for Tyler Breeze and Fandango rather than the former 24/7 champions, the Singh brothers, which is a shame. But it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. We've had some really good vignettes tonight. We had one from Shayna Baszler earlier on, in which she was talking about how she's like a muscle car who isn't liked by everybody but gets the job done. She talks about all the people that she's mowed down as the women's champion in NXT. And then we kind of get the rebuttal vignette now from Rhea Ripley, and it very much feels like the vignette that you show when you're about to strap the rocket to somebody. It shows like Rhea Ripley's life growing up, photos of her as a kid, her saying, I always dreamed of being a WWE superstar. And then we see her tryout match, we see her stuff from the Mae Young Classic both years, we see her dominance over Survivor Series weekend. They're putting the belt on her next week, aren't they? They're putting the belt on Rhea Ripley. And I'm fine with this. I'm absolutely fine with the belt going on Rhea Ripley. I think she's a force of nature. Kayden Carter's out and she is taking on Bianca Belair. Somewhere there is a 2K Games developer looking at the hair on these women and having heart palpitations, I'm sure. Kayden Carter looks great in this. Some great springboard offense from her. She's just a real strong contender. But this is a bit of a rebuilding match for Bianca Belair. Just a bit of a reminder of what Belair can do and does. Finish comes when Kayden goes for a handspring. She ends up eating a spear from Belair. And then the KOD for the 1, 2, 3. And that is all she wrote. And that is how you show off Bianca Belair once again. Giving it a C+, very much like the Breezango match. There wasn't loads to write home about. It was more a case of, let's showcase this person. And it really was a showcase for Bianca Belair. Kayden looked great in defeat though, and it was fine. Main event o'clock, and Adam Cole is out. He's making his way to the Statler and Waldorf position high above the Full Sail Arena to scout the #1 contender, be it Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, or Finn Balor. Thank you, by the way, Beth Phoenix, for saying, don't you forget about Keith on commentary. And thank you, Full Sail, for chanting, don't you forget about Keith. Mwah. I will kiss every single one of your faces. Lee is the big story of this match, though. He is just a dominant fridge freezer. Like, neither Finn nor Ciampa can really topple him. And he's just fighting them both off. It gets to a point where at one point Balor and Ciampa have to team up to take him down. They do an amazing double Russian leg sweep from the top rope to wipe out Lee. And then we see Ciampa and Balor teasing us again with a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of tete-a-tete between those two before Keith Lee makes his presence felt once again. Ciampa looks like he's going for a top rope air raid crash on Balor at one point. In swoops Keith Lee like a majestic cupboard and positions himself under Ciampa, and then we get a big Tower of Doom electric chair drop from Keith Lee to wipe everybody out. Balor finds his groove late into this match. Keith Lee goes for ground zero, but Balor turns it into a roll-up for a near fall. Keith Lee goes for a spirit bomb on Balor, but whilst he's hoisting him up, Balor nails him with a coup de grace, like literally whilst he's being hoisted up for the spirit bomb. It was great. Meanwhile, Ciampa gets back into this match. He defies the odds and lifts Keith Lee for an air raid crash for a 2.99999. Ciampa and Lee are going back and forth. Lee hits the spirit bomb on Ciampa as he does, and the timing on this was superb. As Lee and Ciampa come down post spirit bomb, Finn Balor leaps off the ropes and just takes the wind out of Keith Lee with a coup de grace and quickly covers Keith Lee. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor is your #1 contender. #1 with a bullet. Finn Balor faces Adam Cole next week on NXT. We end the night with Finn Balor in the ring, staring down the Undisputed Era. Hi, Bobby Fish. Welcome back. We missed you. As NXT comes to a close, we know that is our main event for the last live NXT of 2019. This match was an A+. I really loved how these three very different combustible elements all managed to work together in this one. Really solid match. Finn Balor winning was a surprise. I thought they might be biased, I thought they wouldn't have forgotten about Keith. They might have given it to Keith Lee and had like Keith Lee challenging Adam Cole for the title. But no, we're going straight to Balor and Cole. We're getting that done next week, which I've not got an issue with. I think that's a solid match. And this was a solid match to get us there as well. It's an A+. Overall this week, NXT gets a B+ from me. Solid opening match. Solid main event. Stuff in the middle was all right, but the book ending of this show was the highlight for me, which is why it doesn't quite get an A-. It gives it a B+ because some of the stuff in the middle was just a bit there. The standard's so high. Next week, I reckon next week I'm going to give the show an A+. I think next week it's getting an A+. We've got Adam Cole versus Finn Balor, and we've got Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler. So far. So it's a good start. Next week, let's end 2019 on a high for NXT, shall we? Let's do that. Love you, bye. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.